letters. Let's open up our math workbooks to page 217, which was last night's homework. And if you have not done so already, go ahead and put your name right here at the top because you will be tearing this out and turning it in. Alright, so let's look at what we had to do for last night's homework. It says write the numbers of all of the triangles that belong in each category. You may use the corner of a sheet of paper as a right angle tester. And so I have my little piece of paper to test for right angles, okay? So we have shapes 1 through 14, and then we have questions 1, 2, and 3, and we have to go through each of these triangles to see which one fits, or which one, fit into these questions, okay? So let's take a piece, see if I can scoot this up a little bit. All right, here we go. So question 1 wants to know which of the triangles are right triangles. Question 2 says which triangles have 3 acute angles and which triangles have 1 obtuse angle. All right, so let's look at shape number 1. I can see that shape number 1 does not have any right triangles. Shape number 1 does not have any obtuse angles, but it does have 3 acute angles. So we're going to put the number 1 there. Let's go to shape number 2. Shape number 2 does not have any right angles. Shape number 2 does not have any obtuse, but it does have 3 acute. So we're going to put number 2 there. All right, shape number 3. Shape number 3 does have a right angle. Shape number 3 does not have 3 acute angles, because one of them is a right. So we are going to put a number 3 right here. Let's see if it has 1 obtuse angle. No, those are all acute. So, number 3 just goes for question number 1. All right, shape number 4. Do we see any right angles? No. Do we see 3 acute angles? Yes. I'm going to put a number 4 there. All right, shape number 5. Do we see any right angles with shape number 5? We sure do. Put the 5 right here. That means it won't have 3 acute angles because there's only 3 angles in the whole thing and one of them is a right angle. But does it have 1 obtuse? I'll look at these guys and they are smaller than 90 degrees, so no. Alright, triangle number 6. Do we see any right angles? Well, you can absolutely use your paper test and see if this makes a right angle. And boys and girls, it looks to me on my paper that it does not make a right angle. I'm just double checking. Doesn't look like it makes a right angle. If it looks that way on yours, please come and let me know, okay? I do see some acute angles. I see that's an acute and that's an acute, but it doesn't have 3 acute angles because this one almost looks like that it's supposed to be obtuse. So I'm going to say that triangle 6 goes down here for number 3. If you saw triangle 6 as question number 1 a right angle, then that is fine. Okay? Alright, triangle number 7. Do we see any right angles? Sure do. So number 7 goes there, so that means it can't have 3 acute angles. But does it have 1 obtuse angle? No, these are acute. Let's go to number 8. Do you see any right angles with number 8? Yeah, I see it right here. So we'll put an 8. So it can't be 3 acute angles. But does it have 1 obtuse? No, these are acute. Let's go to number 9. Do you see any right angles with number 9? I don't. So does it have 3 acute angles? Yes. So 9 goes here. So that means it can't have an obtuse angle because the 3 angles are acute. All right, shape number 10. Do you see any right angles? Let's look right here at this one. Okay, let's do the test. So if it's lined up right here by this bottom line, then this line right here should be going straight. And I see that it doesn't. It curves in a little bit. So that is definitely not a right angle. It's smaller. And I can see these two are smaller just by the eye. So I know that it has 3 acute angles. So it's going to go for number 2. Alright, number 11. This is bigger than a right angle. but it's not an acute angle, so it must be an obtuse angle. Number 12. And again, if you can prove to me that number 11 is a right angle, then please, please let me know, okay? All right, number 12. Let's see. Well, I definitely can see two acute angles, but I'm not sure about that angle right there. Oh, man. That just shows me perfectly. That lines up here, but look how that one goes farther to the right. So that means it's bigger than 90 degrees. So our triangle number 12 goes down here for the obtuse. All right, let's look at 13. Are any of these a right angle? No. Are any of these an obtuse? No, they are three acute. So 13 goes right here. And then let's look at this one right here, number 14. I've got to do my paper test. Line it up right there. And then the other line should be straight on my paper. And it is. I see a right angle. But I can't have acute angles. And I can't have obtuse. So here are the answers for last night's homework. For number 1, you should have triangles 3, 5, 7, 8, and 14. For question number 2, you should have 1, 2, 4, 9, 10, and 13. And for question number 3, you should have 6, 11, and 12. And again, for numbers 6 and number 11, if you can show me a different answer than what I got, then please, please do so. Now, make sure you tear out this page, make sure your name's on the top, and go ahead now and go and put your homework in the completed work bin.